Calling Mitch McConnell Moscow Mitch is probably not a very good thing to say. Suggesting that the minority leaders somehow in the pocket of the Russians. The GOP's capacity for evil knows no bounds. I'm sure a lot of people in America believe that. I'm not one of them.
The greatest thing that Neera Tandens has ever done is post about Republicans. Okay, let's be real. Everything she's ever said, and I knew that this was going to happen. If you go back, like when they first announced that Neera Tandens was going to be appointed to this position, what did I tell you? I told you that they're going to cry endlessly, and the appointment voting process is going to be fucking hilarious. And it's going to be hilarious because Republicans are going to cry endlessly about a person and their posts while they literally do the exact same thing, because Republicans hate it when you do what they do all the time. On the one hand, and this is not just Marjorie Taylor Greene. On the one hand, you have Republicans calling Ilhan Omar a terrorist all the time. You even have Democrats doing that too, which is besides the point, but no, we're not going to get to that right now. We're talking about Republicans. You have Republicans saying that Democrats want communism to take root in this country and destroy the very fabric that this society is put together on a regular basis. Like, it's not just an individual tweet, okay? From a position of power, from their bully pulpits, they do this every fucking day. And the moment you have someone like Neera Tandens, who I despise, she is horrible. She's a big fuck you to all the progressives. That appointment is bullshit, okay? That's the most progressive person you could come up with. Like, fuck you. That's not a progressive person. She despises progressives in general. But even after all of that, what, she tweeted meanie bobini things about Mitch McConnell, saying Mitch McConnell's a fucking Russian asset? Okay, we'll do some fucking house cleaning first, okay? Look to your own ranks a little bit to figure out what unacceptable tweets look like to the opposition. It's ridiculous. The funniest part about this entire session, though, has been that, as Lindsey Graham is going to point out here and numerous others, that Neera Tandens doesn't just have remarks for the Republicans. She has a lot to say about progressive Democrats as well, like Bernie Sanders, for example.
Oddly, when Russia was trying to elect Trump, they did not attack Bernie Sanders. They chose to help him. They did this in the Democratic primary. They attacked the other candidate. As to her management capability, she referred to us for the Glassdoor review of her time of running the Center for American Progress. June 2019, 1 out of 5 stars.
Oh my God, pulling out Glassdoor reviews? What a fucking weird, what a weird way to own someone. I mean, whatever, I'm here for it. Let's
terrible, absolutely horrible. October 2016, cool work but absurd management, disapproves of CEO. February 13th, 2 out of 5 stars.
They're also completely cherry-picked. Dog, they're Glassdoor reviews. What are you talking about? Reading that is like reading a fucking Yelp review. Imagine if you owned a restaurant and you were getting appointed to a fucking seat, appointed to a position within an administration, and they were reading random anonymous Yelp reviews. Are you fucking crazy? The moment you say I'm reading Glassdoor reviews, you've already said fuck normal procedure. I'm going balls deep. I don't give a fuck what happens in the aftermath of this. It's so stupid. It's so pointless, but also hilarious because that's what American politics is for the most part. Like, come on, that's a lib take, dude. That's a lib take, brother. It's a lib take to say that he's using Glassdoor reviews to make an argument as to why she shouldn't be appointed to the seat. Really? That's a lib take. My evidence is something that I could have typed out anonymously an hour before this conversation. I'm sorry, but you got a 2-star out of 5-star. It says that you were eating a salad with a comb, and I don't know if that's the candidate that unifies this country. Yeah, can you please explain why we should care about her tweets? You shouldn't. I think it's bullshit. Neera Tandens is a bad person for the job from a leftist point of view because she is austerity prone at times, like in 2012, for example, when there was a grand bargain conversation going around where the Obama administration and Joe Biden, spearheading this effort as well, wanted to limit entitlements. And she was on board with that. That is a great reason for why I personally do not like Neera Tandens in that position. But beyond that, people talking about decorum, or people talking about like her Glassdoor reviews, or people talking about what her Twitter fingers led to and how this is not a unity candidate is fucking idiotic. It's super stupid. But again, they're pitching for the rafters. They're not actually trying to win a game. They're not actually trying to make reasonable arguments here. They're probably going to try to say that this is a divisive candidate, but ultimately she'll probably get voted in. I don't know. So let's watch Senator Sanders says it's important to minimize the level of personal and vicious attacks.
It's important we debate the issues and try to minimize the level of personal and vicious attacks that seem to be so prevalent all over this country today. Your attacks were not just made against Republicans, there were vicious attacks made against progressives, people who I have worked with, me personally. At a time when we need serious work on serious issues and not personal attacks on anybody, whether they're on the left or the right. Can you reflect a little bit about some of your decisions and the personal statements that you have made in recent years?
Let me also preface this. I love this part about it. I love this part regardless, because this is perhaps the only time where Bernie Sanders is going to be able to fucking just be like, what are you doing? What's up with all these fucking tweets? Because on the one hand, while I absolutely think it is totally valid and reasonable to fucking shit on Republicans, I don't think it is valid and reasonable to shit on Bernie Sanders in a similar capacity. So this is some fun stuff. This is fun stuff for us, okay? Oh, you can call me biased as fuck, by the way, if you want. I don't give a shit. Yeah, I'm biased. I think there is a difference between good things and bad things, and I think shitting on Bernie Sanders and like calling him a Russian asset or calling him a spoiler because you're a fucking Hillary Clinton psycho fan is unacceptable.
My language and my expressions on social media, caused hurt to people, and I feel badly about that. And I really regret it, and I recognize.
No, she doesn't, dude. Oh, dude. Oh, that's so great. I'm so sad. I'm so sorry.
All right, let me get to another issue that concerns me very, and that is...
Yeah, the real meat of the argument is, of course, not her fucking tweets, but her corporate sponsors. He has a lot of freaking nerve. When will he apologize? Raising Democratic women. Oh, God. I can't fucking stand liberals, man. I literally can't. All right. So now let's get to the funny stuff. This is really good. This is great.
And I don't mind disagreements in policy. I think that's great. I love the dialectic.
For Republicans, this is the dialectic. You know? Two forces going back and forth, feeding off of one another, in contradiction to one another. You know, like Neera Tandens saying Bernie's a Russian asset versus me saying Bernie's a communist. This is what the dialectic is.
You call Senator Sanders everything but an ignorant slut.
That is not true.
And when you said these things,
I gotta run that again. I can't believe that like a fucking senator said this, dude. Oh, God. Oh, John Kennedy, I love you so much. What a fucking idiot. Okay.
You call Senator Sanders everything but an ignorant slut.
That is not true.
And when you said these things,
why did he say that?
And
when
I
you
feel
said
badly
them, did
about
you
them.
mean them?
Tell me, Mrs. Tandon, did you mean Bernie is an ignorant slut? Or did you mean that he's just kind of stupid about his economic worldview or something? You know, these are not my words, of course. These are your words that I believe you said, even though you didn't actually say it, but, you know.
I look back at them. I said them. I feel badly about them. I deleted tweets over.
Are you saying that because you want to be confirmed?
No, I felt badly about them. And
Did you
deleted
mean them when you said them?
Senator, I must have meant them, but
God, they're so fucking good at like virtue signaling. It's a masterclass. Republicans have mastered the art of like being upset about things that they're not actually upset about. They're so fucking good at it. They do it all day with like white genocide and like white people are actually the people that are under attack. So it's second nature. You know what I mean? It's like a natural thing that they have a unique ability towards. So he just so quickly just fucking drops it. Like, oh, did you mean he was an ignorant slut? Be honest. Were you lying? Or did you actually mean it? Yeah, Republican special ability. So fucking good. So good. A masterclass. Like, if I were to fucking key search Bernie Sanders in John Kennedy's in John Kennedy's like Twitter, I'd probably find like 8 different times he's called him a fucking communist who wants to destroy America. And here he is like, well, did you mean it? Did you mean to call him all the meanie bobini words that you said?
I want the record to reflect that I did not call Senator Sanders an ignorant slut.
I don't know how I should take that, Senator Kennedy, but Senator Kane.
Poor Bernie, dude. He's getting picked on by everybody, okay? But pretty funny. This is also what he looks like all day. Bernie is mad. I am once again asking you to stop calling me everything but an ignorant slut. Yeah, leave the old guy alone, dude. I am sorry. You mustn't slut shame me. I know I start all of my rallies by talking about how many grandchildren I have. It is not my fault that I have productive loins. Please refrain from slut-shaming me. Bernie Sanders. Let's hear from an actually reasonable person about why Neera Tandens is not a good candidate rather than dumbass fucking tweets, okay? Here.
That big money interests have an undue influence over the economic and political life of our country. That too often campaign contributions are what determines policy rather than the needs of ordinary Americans. And according to the Washington Post, since 2014, the Center for American Progress has received roughly $5.5 million from Walmart, a company that pays its workers starvation wages, $900,000 from the Bank of America, $550,000 from J.P. Morgan Chase, $550,000 from Amazon, $200,000 from Wells Fargo, $800,000 from Facebook, and up to $1.4 million from Google.
Again, that's a real reason to criticize Neera Tandens. That is one of the reasons why I think Neera Tandens is a bad person for this job and for most positions in an administrative role. The fucking tweets that made Bernie's fifis hurt are not reasonable examples, okay? She's just a fucking annoying liberal. They all hate him because he's progressive and because he makes liberals look bad by actually forcing people to follow through on the promises that and the values that liberals supposedly espouse. That's what it is. If you're a fucking leftist, you should get used to it, guys. You're either going to convince liberals to become more leftist, or you're going to get shit on by them all the time because they fucking hate the fact that there's someone out there who is saying, well, you know, why don't we actually do this stuff that you claim to care about?
Senator, I thank you for that question. It will have zero impact on my decision making. I'm actually took a number of positions that disagreed vigorously with the policy positions of those institutions. It will be my role to ensure that I'm only serving the interests of the American people, the administration, and its agenda to address rising inequality and address the needs of working families.
By the way, I believe it. Like, Neera Tandens is a fucking soldier. Ultimately, if the Biden camp decides it's good to push for policies that alleviate some of the worst problems that are created as a consequence of wealth inequality, she's going to do it. She's not like ideologically predisposed to neoliberalism to the degree where she's like, no, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do this. She's going to do that. But the reality is the Biden administration is not going to actually turn the money cannon away from corporations to the fucking working poor. If they don't do that, and if they don't ask for that, she has no ideological predisposition to make sure that that happens. Do you get what I'm saying? She's just a fucking soldier. She's a puppet. I know that there's a lot of people in my audience that want to say like, oh, well, she's a war criminal immediately. Or like, everyone's a war criminal. Everyone I don't like is a fucking liberal, neoliberal war criminal. Yeah, she is. It's hard not to be, right? If you are in the Democratic Party, most people are in American politics. But in that same metric, Bernie Sanders is a war criminal as well. Aren't those tweets against Bernie examples of big money funding, though? Also, why do you think that big money funded liberals would ever become socialist? What? I never said that. Are we engaging in an activity here to misunderstand things that I'm saying? When the fuck did I say Neera Tandens is going to be a socialist? Are you out of your fucking mind? No, she's never going to be socialist. Are you just not listening to what I'm saying? She is a regular, boring, progressive adjacent, which is bullshit, neoliberal. That's it. But she's also a puppet. That's precisely what it is. I think Biden is actually turning the money cannon towards people and not corporate America. The COVID bill is a good example of that. Listen, the COVID bill is one example of that. We're going to see. We're going to see what happens. Just like I told you, I don't give a fuck until Biden is sworn into office. I'm not going to fucking, I'm going to still be doubtful until the money cannon is turned and is actually fucking pumping out some cash.